This program is intended for mature audiences. Parental discretion is advised.
All right, now we are live. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Pop Culture Podcast. We had kind of a hiatus, but it's good to be back. Of course, when we were on hiatus, one of the craziest stories to hit the internet in recent years happened. This week, we're joined by, both Tom and Molly are here. Hey, guys.
Hey.
And we're joined by amateur Christorian Casey Ross. Coming on, Casey. Kind of
what a wonderful title.
Yeah, amateur Christorian, I guess. That's could be worse things. But of course, Chris Chan is our topic of discussion this week. Of course, Chris, if you've been living under a rock or you don't pay attention to the internet, Chris was recently arrested for, we're just going to lay it out: sexual intercourse with his mother, incest. That's the current charge that's against him, and that's kind of what we're going to talk about this week. Casey, why don't you give us a rundown of who Chris Chan is?
Oh man, well, Chris Chan is the goddess of several multiverses, but the creator of Sonichu, and kind of just an internet personality, heralded as one of the first, if not the first, Let's Player, with his autism tutorial in Animal Crossing, and probably the most documented person on the internet, and a subject of over a decade of some of the most intense trolling that the internet can provide, which I don't think Chris is absolved of any of Chris's, misdoings entirely, but certainly a lot of this trolling had kind of created the monster that we know now as Chris Chan.
Yeah, for sure. It's been years, 15, 20 years maybe, that he's been on the internet and constantly trolled. I mean, that would affect anybody, no matter, what your mental status was. I would certainly add up. But Chris was relentlessly trolled. And he is probably the most documented person on the internet. Gino, I'm sure if you're a Christorian, you've seen Gino Samuel's documentary series.
Look forward to it.
Yeah, these are like event videos that come out. It's on part 59.
Yep.
And these are like 45-minute videos. Part 59 and counting. He's nowhere near current day, Chris. So it's great and it's fascinating. I don't know. And I had to get up because I have my own reprints of.
Oh, jealous.
Zero. You can buy these on Amazon. They're actually like $10 on Amazon. These aren't printed by Chris at all.
I was gonna say, where do the proceeds go to?
Whoever made this.
How is he the most documented person on the internet and broke? Can anyone explain that to me?
Right, well, and they stole his comic and reprinted it, and he doesn't get any money for it.
Yeah, no.
Or is it? Okay, I know that he transitioned.
There's a little bit of a touchstone on.
It's a weird
on that.
Yeah.
I tend to go with they or he just because of my personal beliefs on Chris, but it is in no way a slight to the trans community.
No,
Chris's story is a little bit more unique.
I think Chris is very unique and yeah,
it's a touchy situation. Like I never want to dead name a trans person,
right?
And I never want to disrespect a trans person, but Chris, it's a weird situation.
Yeah.
He did it because he wanted to have sex with women.
Right.
That's the end all be all of why he transitioned.
I don't think his reasons were
no, I don't think he's truly a woman inside. I don't think he's a fully, I don't know. It's a weird situation. A lot of people consider him a man. No disrespect to the trans community, but I'm curious what the trans community does think of Chris too. I don't think I've ever heard any comments from any trans.
I should have looked up the name of the creator, but there is there's a trans woman that's actually been documenting this, and kind of has released a lot of the information about the troll that did leak the phone call about Chris.
Okay.
And her videos have kind of come from this point of almost a fear of, people who are very anti-trans or, people that would use this to sort of be a negative on, the trans community and like the
I could see
overall
that.
mental state of those kind of people. And so the footage that, this person has been releasing has been very centered around the separate story that is Chris versus the trans experience.
Right.
It's been an interesting watch just to actually see that perspective on it.
Right.
Well, isn't Chris Chan like not meant to be taken seriously? So you can't really take his transition seriously.
Well, I think he takes himself very seriously.
Yeah.
I mean,
He does, yeah.
Chris is.
He does, but we can't.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's tough.
He wants to be
Tough to
taken
say
seriously.
anybody really, like people that follow Chris care for Chris, because to follow Chris is kind of to be in the side of like watching Chris from a troll's perspective, because that's how Chris has been documented. But
Mhm.
I mean, like I've been following Chris since I've been on the internet, so it's kind of it's a difficult feeling, because you do almost kind of come to care for these people, and then when something this monstrous happens, it's hard to be on Chris's side.
Yeah.
I had never heard of Chris Chan before. Chris actually brought the whole story up to us, and from the very first, that I started to kind of look at it, I felt bad for Chris. I mean, I have my older sister has some mental disabilities. I know lots of people with different spectrums of autism, and you can see it right away. And I'm like,
Yeah.
this is a very autistic, high functioning autistic person, but it doesn't look like he had a very stable home life. I mean, it looked like a hoarder's house that wasn't very well taken care of. I don't know if the mom had mental issues from the beginning as well, but she certainly does now. And this kid, he was trying to make all this stuff to me to fit in, and all of the bullying and the trolling. I mean, when you're autistic at any level, you don't have the social skills. Your brain doesn't work the same.
Yeah.
So you get taken in by all of these trolls, and it really, really affected him. And these people think it's funny, but I mean, that can. I'm just looking at it, devastated for him, going, man, these people are terrible. He gave out his address at one point because he was trying to prove that he was the real Chris Chan, because this guy was messing with him.
Yeah.
And then they started ordering pizzas to his house, and just constantly, all the time, messing with him.
Yeah, Chris's dad, Robert, was really what kept him on track. Chris's dad, Robert,
Yeah.
probably Barbara too, but when he passed away, that's when Chris Chan really slipped further.
I feel like the state really did a huge disservice to these two, because I mean,
That's what I always say.
They slipped through the cracks, and not that I'm discounting anything that has happened. I don't know. Do we know if it actually, if Chris actually did this to his mom, or if he was just bragging and trying to do we know? It's
That has
terrible.
been,
I'm sure he did.
It's been looked into, and
He's still in jail.
Yeah, people think that because he's been charged and because Barbara has been in the hospital as long as she's been in the facility, and Chris is the extension of holding Chris in jail has been continually extended. It does not look good.
There's two types of being charged. There's being charged where they set your bail and let you free and think you're going to come back. And then we're pretty sure you fucking did it. We're not setting a bail for you.
Yeah.
And he's
Well,
on
where's
that
he going
end.
to go if they set a bail? I mean,
His mom's gone now. She's been taken away.
Yeah, is his mom back home, or is she still in the hospital? Do we know that?
That's what I've been curious about, because I actually have been hearing a lot less updates about the whereabouts of Barb versus what's going on with Chris.
Yeah, there's no way Barbara could take care of herself. I mean, Chris was doing everything for her. Well, obviously, he was doing everything for her. But there's no way she could take care of herself.
the whole thing.
So how
still
does
just
state
makes me
let
very
an
sad and
autistic
disgusted.
person take care of a person with dementia? How do they let that
That's
household?
the $1 million question. I know they had welfare checks. People did call the police.
So they know.
Did call.
And whoever's in charge should have just
And
Googled.
it's not the first time that any sort of authorities or any sort of thing has happened in the Chandler household. And they're from Ruckersville, Virginia. They're from a very kind of small rural area. So it's the town was aware of that family. The town was aware of
Sure.
when their house burnt down, aware of the horde.
I'm sure they were the
it's
laughing
truly
stock
just
of
an
that
example
town.
of like a system
I mean,
completely failing. They should have been some sort of aid or some sort of facility, some sort of care center should have been in there way before this happened.
Yeah, definitely agree. And I said the same thing. They were hoarders back when Robert was alive too. I remember
yeah.
Robert. There was a video of Robert getting really angry at Chris for posting like a walkthrough of their house.
yeah,
Robert was like, "I'm not getting kicked out of my house because of you." So
right.
the hoarding thing has been probably for Chris's whole life. That's probably all he knows, really. I think his dad had 15,000 to 20,000 records. That's a lot. I mean, I'm kind of a hoarder myself with video games, but Jesus,
I mean, it's
records.
someone with the mental like capability of him. I mean, needs structure. Needs you know.
Oh yeah. And that's what Robert gave him. Robert gave him
Yeah.
structure, but once Robert passed, he didn't have that structure. He didn't have that kind of guide, and that's
He just had the trolls.
yeah. And Robert would talk to the trolls. Like trolls
Mhm.
would call to prank the house, and Robert would have conversations with them. Robert loved talking to people. He loved talking to the trolls. I think Robert was probably the best thing that Chris Chan had in his life.
Right. I'm sure he tried to maybe educate them, or
Sure.
I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I've sent you guys tons of videos on Chris Chan having sex with his blow-up doll, or his pillow, his
Yeah, thanks for that.
doll. I didn't send you like the naked pictures that he sent people, but I don't know. I feel like there's got to be something that comes out of this, some mental health awareness or some internet bullying awareness
Yes.
that comes out of this. I feel like there's got to be a lesson learned out of this, that
Just
this has to be
the
bigger.
darkness of the anonymous or the anonymity of the internet. Because I mean, I think a lot of these people, like even the current troll, Isabella or Bella, like they're doing this for some sort of clout or some sort of congratulation on forums just to like pick on these people, and you're not seeing them as the human story or the human entity that they are until something this extreme happens.
Yeah.
And then
You know
going
what?
onto
This
these
is like a
forums and
hobby.
bragging.
Hobby
What's that?
for these people turns
Oh,
into
yeah.
this guy's real life.
Right.
Yeah.
They go on these forums and brag about how they're destroying this person's life.
Yeah, that's the scarier part. Chris Chan himself is scary what he did to his mom, but the people that are doing this to Chris Chan are even scarier. I mean, let's talk a little bit about this Isabel that leaked this Discord audio. There's video of her torturing animals. I mean, there's a video of her throwing a hamster into a pot of water and boiling it alive. I mean, if there's ever a warning of a psychopathic serial killer, that's it right there. Let's pay
Harming
attention.
animals.
Yeah, let's pay attention to that. These people are they're sick, they're depraved, and they're disgusting. Why don't we pay attention to them and do something about these people? I don't know. I mean, it's disgusting. And Chris Chan has been dealing with this for years and years and years, and even somebody with a solid mental health state would
Yeah.
have a hard time dealing with this, let alone an autistic person. You're creating a monster, and this Isabella, apparently she encouraged another autistic person to actually commit suicide, and that was her end goal with Chris Chan. She wanted to eventually get him to commit suicide. What kind of a sick person is this?
Someone that should not be out in society.
And apparently she had a good upbringing. Her dad was a Navy SEAL. Her mom works for the
Yeah,
government.
she
as a
supposedly came from like a
psychiatrist.
decent amount of money and was like in a really affluent college and everything.
Yeah, Texas Tech University, very, very good school, very wealthy, educated family. I mean, maybe that's what you get when you got a spoiled, rotten kid, that gets everything they want. I don't know, but it's a shitty situation.
Yeah.
So anyway, if you guys are interested in Chris Chan's history, definitely check out Gino Samuel's video series. I think I sent it to you and Molly, didn't I, Tom?
Yeah.
I think so.
Right now there's 59 parts. These are 45 minutes each. 45 minutes to an hour each.
Definitely a captivating watch.
Yeah, it is. And
It is, but at some point I was like, I just can't. Like,
There's also another creator, Gibby, who has been doing weekly Chris updates for I don't know how many years, but for a really long time, where literally it'll just be like this week in Chris Chan, like what did Chris tweet? Like, what is Chris doing? And it always starts the same way, that it's been like, how many days it's been since Chris has tried to get a job,
Oh,
how
yeah.
many days since Chris has worked on Sonichu, and how many days Chris has gone without asking for money.
So
And
people are
you know,
making
just
money
go right
off
into it.
Chris Chan. How is
Oh,
he
yeah.
not making money, or she, or
He's just
He's naive.
Yeah.
does he
And,
not have a
and lazy.
YouTube channel? Wouldn't
He does. I don't know if it's monetized. I don't know if we got
No, I don't
or not.
believe so. I think
How is
because
it
he's
not
had to like
monetized?
stop and start them so many times because he'll get banned or
Reported.
deleted for
Yeah.
uploading something he should not be uploading. So he's on like
Oh
his
my.
5th or 6th account, and he'll give rights out to, like, there was a group called the Praetors, which are kind of like a bad group of trolls that were around Chris. That he makes like his little Sonichu medallions for his character, and he was trying to sell those to make money. And they basically kind of like said, "Oh well, Chris, we'll take care of making that for you. We'll send them out. All you have to do is collect the money. Just be the face of it." Never gave him a cent,
Yeah.
but he okayed it. And like he'll get into these naive, bad business decisions where he ends up screwing himself.
Well, because he believes that, you know, people just at face value for whatever they're saying. And
So this guy has made millionaires, and he's broke.
Yeah.
probably who's
Well,
selling all the comic, you know?
He'll ask his viewers for money. He asks his viewers to send money. And I remember one video he had Barb selling her blankets.
Yep.
I saw that one.
Please buy my blankets.
They looked like handmade. I don't know if she made them or.
I
She
don't know.
crocheted.
Mhm.
So now he's running a sweatshop out of.
Out
Yeah,
of
he
his
had her
house
on there and
with
she
his
was begging for
dementia-ridden mother.
Yeah, cold glasses. Shut the hell up and knit some blankets, Mom.
It just
Where-
made me.
Where was Chris working? The last like actual job Chris had, was it Wendy's or
They
Arby's?
said 2001
Um,
Wendy's got
Wendy's.
fired.
Okay, got fired for scaring a child to the point of tears, and that was the last job that Chris held. Trying to do a Donald Duck
20
impression
years
that
ago.
apparently was terrifying.
Just scaring a kid doing a Donald Duck impression.
I mean, that's the no social, you know,
Oh yeah, just no filter, no
right,
understanding of what is and is not acceptable.
right.
Yeah, of course. Now, Chris had a personal protection order placed against him when when charges were first filed against him, and he was staying at a hotel, and he basically took $750 out of his mom's account, violating that PPO, and people think that's why he was that's why he was arrested when he was. But yeah, this guy's his brain just doesn't work like everybody else's.
Right.
There's something there. I don't know. I mean, is he going to plead guilty? Is he going to plead not guilty? I don't know. Is he going to be found not guilty by reason of insanity? What are your thoughts, Molly? Do you think that he's going to be in a prison or in a institution?
I mean, I think if he ends up in a prison, he's never coming out. I mean,
Well, they put him in a male prison, in a male jail too. By the way, they're not respecting his trans.
I was talking to Casey about that. Virginia doesn't really respect trans rights. You know, and number two, do you want to have a male with a penis who's being charged with a sex crime against a
Right.
woman in a prison with other women?
especially if the only reason that, you know, is, yeah. That's a touchy, that's a,
It's, as time went on, I feel like Chris started to believe Chris's ruse more and more. So, I mean, sometimes I will err on the side of just calling Chris or
right.
giving it a they, because I do feel like even in the comics, which are kind of Chris's best way to communicate what's going on in there to us,
Right.
there are several versions of Chris. So there's like the old male Chris, there's Chris Chan Sonichu, there's Christine. And so
Just very gender confused.
I think so. And
Or
also maybe just I think there's got to be something more than just autism, because like I work in the
Yeah.
arts. I've done a lot of like gaming culture stuff, a lot of convention based cultures. So I know several people on the spectrum and on different points of the spectrum. And
Mhm.
Chris's situation and Chris's thought process just seems to be even more beyond what you would get with like
Yeah.
really any severity of autism. It seems to be also just delusional.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
One of his quotes in court was, "I'm famous on the internet." He told the judge
Yeah.
that.
And I gotta go home and get my Legos.
Yeah, there was a video. I don't know what convention he was at, but he was at a convention and he caused a scene and was asked to leave. He curled up into a fetal position. And
Well, wasn't the whole thing over? Was Chris? He was like being inappropriate. He was like hitting on people and being really inappropriate, and they asked him to leave, and he threw a fit.
Yeah, he curled up into a fetal position. That video's on YouTube.
I can't imagine how lonely Chris must have been. I mean,
know,
didn't have any real friends. Just, his mom was pretty much his whole world, it sounds like. And then that and the trolls, his internet troll community.
And then anytime, Chris allowed himself to trust anybody or to start any relationship, 9 times out of 10, it ended up being disingenuous. So, I mean, it added paranoia to the volatile cocktail.
Yeah. I don't know how many times that poor guy was catfished. I remember he drove out of state to meet a girl, or to rescue a girl that was supposedly kidnapped, Julie, and it turned out to be a whole troll. So it was like a 12-hour drive, and it was just a big troll.
Some trolls made it into his house too, didn't they? It was I can't remember the name of the girl. They were they met up with Chris, I think, at like a restaurant, and then they wanted to get footage of Chris and Barbara at home, so convinced him that like the date was going really well, and they followed him like right into his home.
Oh,
wow,
that's sad. That's sad. What is it with the young people and the internet?
They'll do anything for popularity,
internet clout,
views, likes, clicks.
Yeah, it's sad. When did we stop just viewing people as people? And I don't know.
It's all about that internet fame. You gotta get that clout.
Yeah.
But,
I actually I came to know Chris because I won't give any names so that they don't get any residuals from this. But after college, I lived with a couple people who were really heavily into the Chris Chan kind of trolling circuit.
Mm-hmm.
Right around the time where Chris was making the infamous Julie video. So I know one of the trolls that posed as one of the ladies interested in Chris that was soliciting that kind of material. And then also another guy that helped out with, I guess like the best way you could put it, like some of the script writing for some of the trolls in the Liquid Chris saga. And they're still followers of Chris, much less involved. Both of them have had a complete growing up change of heart. Like, we were all college kids that thought it was funny then, but they're different people now. But a lot of the people never became different people, and now Chris is here.
Yeah. Well, I know with Liquid Chris, one of them was, there were twins, right? Liquid Chris were twins, and one of them is actually a cancer researcher right now. So,
was that Liquid Chris? Was that the one that was trying to pretend like they were the real Chris Chan?
Yes, and it drove Chris crazy because they were going to take all of his creations and his things, and was posing as Chris.
And
I gotta admit, it's not funny, said Chris.
Yeah, that was hilarious. I gotta be honest. That was funny. I mean, it was harmless and it was funny.
Yeah, they were having him do like rap battles and stuff. That wasn't the dark times. That was when Chris was fun.
Yeah, that was fun. I did enjoy the Liquid Chris saga. But did you ever ask your friends like why they did what they did? Like why?
I mean, it was the one that was the most heavily involved with it. He is sort of the internet. He's very into like Kiwi farms and forum posting and kind of the darker side of the internet and kind of finding and farming these lolcows. And I mean, Chris was one of great clout. So to have clout in that sort of internet troll community when, he was late teens, early 20s, it was just what kind of asshole kids on the internet were doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, well, you know what's kind of kept it up too long.
Seems Where I could see that you could troll this guy is when you watch his videos, he seems normal enough that you may think he's trying to pull one over on you. And you're like, fuck this clown. I'm going to troll. You know, he's faking it. He's being a dick.
Not autistic. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and Chris also has a lot of, before the trolls and before any manipulation, Chris had some negative tendencies and some negative qualities that would bring bullying on. I mean, he was by choice and by nature incredibly racist, homophobic.
Yeah.
Very kind of holier than thou. Like when Chris believed he was right on something, Chris was right on something, and there was kind of no talking Chris down on that. And Chris also would lie. Like if he found an ally and, found some way to get help or to get money sent to him and Barb, oftentimes he would take the money and go buy hundreds of dollars in Legos and not pay the rent and then lie about it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, some of the things that happened to Chris, although terrible, also came from a place of people getting angry at Chris when they were trying to help.
Yeah, I know the owner of Kiwi Farms genuinely tried to help Chris.
Yeah.
Of
And
course,
was one of the last people that Chris lied to.
Yeah.
Because he was the one that found out that the money transferred from Barb's account to Chris, violating the act, and asked Chris about it, trying to help Chris, and Chris just flat out lied to him, and that's when he had to be done.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Sad situation.
Yep. People on the spectrum can be assholes too.
It's true.
Oh yeah, for sure they can.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know as much of the whole everything as you two do. I wish there was a better system in place for people like, and I'm not trying to defend Chris at all. And it makes me sad. It makes me sad.
I'm
everybody's
completely
emotion.
with you. I find myself kind of defending Chris or like wishing for something like that myself, because what I think about and what kind of breaks my heart about this is I think Barb and Chris both had, their list of mental deficiencies, be that spectrum related or other, and now they're going to be separated, and there's probably not going to be like a reuniting. And they were really truly like the only two people that they had, and so I mean that's just, to me, that's really like, it's got to be scary for both of them. I don't think they fully understand, and it just, yeah, I mean, like, regardless of what happened, it's a tragic situation for both of them.
Right. I mean, is there any kind of, any amount of therapy or any amount of, anything that's gonna...
I don't think Barb knew what was going on.
Yeah, I don't think she was aware enough.
No, and as monstrous as the things that Chris did, it's hard not to be empathetic for him. It's hard. Yeah. He doesn't know right from wrong. He doesn't know. He just doesn't understand things. And Barb, yeah, she's oblivious. She doesn't. She probably thought that it was her husband. Who knows? I mean, dementia is a horrible, horrible disease to have.
One of the things that that Bella Troll was telling him when they were trying to convince Chris to kind of go down this path and follow those impulses was that maybe it would help her and it would mentally help her regain her youth, and that Chris connecting with her in this way was really, really helpful. And so in Chris's mind, Chris was going into this of like, oh, I'm getting some sort of reaction, like we're connecting again and I'm helping. And
right.
I mean, it's a depraved path to go down, but I mean, if you're being convinced by people that you've been led to trust and you're naive and, stuck being kind of in the brain capacity of an 8-year-old.
And if the only person,
truly what Chris believed, like I'm helping.
She's really the only person really in his life. And go ahead.
No, it's just That's where you don't know right from wrong. You think you're helping, but you're also finger banging your mom, and that's wrong.
Yep.
Yes.
But I mean,
Sorry.
if you're a goddess who's also married to a Pokemon from an alternate C197 dimension, is it really wrong?
Yeah, Chris believes that there's going to be a merger soon of the
It's happening now.
world. It's happening now.
That's when they were putting Chris in the back of the cop car, the person filming asked Chris when the merge was happening, and the last thing Chris said before getting in the car was, "It's happening now."
Of course.
So,
the
the
cartoon
merge
world,
between what?
the cartoon world, Quickville, and the real
Quickville
world.
in our world.
Oh, like
So he
Roger
believes
Rabbit?
anybody-
Like a
There is
Who
a
Framed Roger Rabbit?
And where he's right.
There's a dimension where he's right.
Yeah.
There's an alternate universe somewhere.
Anybody who's ever created an original character or has a My Little Pony doll, like all those things are going to come to life, and the dimensions will
Oh,
merge.
no.
And
It's like
it's going to be great,
it's like the movie Cool World. I don't know if you guys
Yes.
saw Cool World, but great movie.
but with a lot more copyright infringement.
A little bit, yeah.
So this last troll, this crazy psychotic woman, she talked Chris into doing all of this over how long? Like, so she was actively trying to get him to do this to his mom.
Definitely
Yeah.
encouraging.
Yeah.
I mean, there's been like weirdness, obviously, through the videos in Chris and Barb's relationship for a while, and people have joked about it. People have written fan fictions and sent them to
Yeah.
Chris and
Yeah.
harassed him in that way. And that was one of the things that Chris even said on the call when he was confessing to this, is the fan fiction shit is real. Because this has been something that people have been putting in his head anyway. And so she was just kind of pushing that further. I don't know if he said something to her about it first or if she questioned him, but she was definitely I think over about a month or two before anything really happened, pushing that idea for Chris.
Ooh.
Yeah, so it only
So where's her mental stability lie? Was she actually thinking this would help, or is she
no, she's
She's bad
psychotic.
news.
she knows right from wrong too?
Oh, yes.
Is she facing charges? Like,
Not
Not
yet.
yet.
That's what I want to know. I
Yeah.
think she absolutely should.
But if she only talked to Chris, you can't put Chris as a stable witness on the stand and believe anything he says.
There's other people too. Apparently, she convinced another autistic person to commit suicide.
And some people
Oy.
at her college have come out and made statements about just bizarre bullying behavior that she had been taking a part of. I don't know what the subject of the cult was, but I guess she was running a campus cult as
Oh,
well.
yeah. She's in the guise of a chess club.
Yeah.
I mean, so if she's actually convinced someone else to kill themselves, and she's
And is proud of
targeting
it.
people with autism, it seems, or with mental, disabilities.
She targets
Is it-
the autistic and the trans. Those are the two groups of people that she hates.
Mhm.
So this is obviously documented somewhere. I mean, there's her telling people that she's done this or something. Isn't that accessory to? I mean,
You would
they
think
killed
so.
themselves, but it could still. I would still think that would be some kind of murder charge.
Yeah, you would think so. And there's video of her torturing animals. And
Yeah.
like I said, she threw a hamster in a pot, and boiled it alive. So there's multiple video. I don't know if she had a Discord server where she was sharing these videos.
She had a cat that she would purposely overfeed and kind of let defecate on itself and all over the house, and it eventually just died from neglect and abuse and mistreatment. Yeah, there's something very, very not right with her. If there's not a psychiatric evaluation or some sort of charges pressed, then it's another example of the system failing.
Exactly. Yeah. And I guess at her college, she has very poor hygiene. Apparently, she never showers. She's got fungus on her feet, and
At her college, how old is she?
She 19, 20 college
Yeah.
age. Her dorm apparently was incredibly smelly, and she would leave her door open, and it would smell up the whole hallway, and people were commenting on that. I don't know if the college has done anything to her or given her any reprimands. You'd think they would, because I know a lot of people are calling the college. A lot of people are complaining to the college about her behavior.
Yeah, I don't want to quote anything wrong, but I think I saw something on a recent video or like a report about her that they are encouraging people to stop contacting the college because the college has like set in some motion still. Like she's been removed and she's either being questioned or something, but like the college has stepped in. So I know in some capacity heard that.
I heard the same thing. We'll see what happens. I mean, it's definitely a bad look for the college, so they're not going to want anything like that.
I don't want to discount anything Chris did, and it was definitely absolutely terrible and wrong. And but I feel like this woman belongs in jail.
She does. Yeah.
A lot of people feel that way.
Chris belongs somewhere where he can get some help.
Yeah, I don't think prison is the best place for Chris to go to.
If they put Chris in prison,
in a facility with care.
Yeah,
right,
24/7 monitored care.
Yes, definitely monitored, and just if Chris goes to prison, I don't think it's going to end well at all for Chris.
Ooh, Isabella Yankee.
That's her, yeah.
Yeah, she's got some black eyes, man. Evil looking.
Yeah, that's another rabbit hole you can go down reading about her history. It's pretty disgusting.
And that this is all documented.
Yeah, well, like we said, Chris is probably the most documented person on the internet. I mean, this is well over a decade of documented behavior and documented trolling. It's I don't know how one person can endure so much.
Yeah. I mean, there's so much of it that it's broken down into sagas,
Yeah. Oh yeah, it is.
Yeah, and some of the people, that are making the videos seem, real kind of sympathetic and disgusted with the trolls, and some of them just seem to be, talking about how, crazy Chris is and like kind of picking fun at him. It's like it's interesting seeing the different.
One day there's going to be a Chris Chan movie.
We got to get on it.
I was actually talking. I did another podcast earlier today for the show I'm working on, and we were driving home, and I told her, I was like, "Well, I gotta get home by 6. I'm doing this other cast." And she said, "What about?" And I said, "Chris Chan." Don't ask me further because it's a long thing. And so I gave her a very short summary of Chris. And she's like, "Oh my God, like you've got to make that into one of your shows." And
I was going to say, yeah, make you got
kind of thinking about what a Chris Chan musical would be.
Oh my gosh.
I'll be there opening night.
I mean, look, you got to follow up the Billy Mitchell musical with something.
Oh yeah.
Maybe Chris.
Obviously, you need to write a play on Chris or something, but there's going to be a movie. Who do you guys think? Who do you guys?
Awesome.
Do you write musicals, Casey?
I've written 2. I write the book for them, and then my business partner is a musician, and so he'll do all the songs. I'll just kind of like title them and leave gaps where they go and say, "Here's what the song is about." So I'm not a music writer myself, but I'm a show creator,
writer. Yeah.
Who do you guys think should play Chris Chan in the Chris Chan movie?
Oh man,
I'm looking at pictures here. Bobcat.
Chris, you can play Chris Chan.
Yeah.
No.
He got too skinny now, though. The old Bobcat would have been good.
Bobcat. I almost feel like it should be made into a movie, and like
it will be.
If nothing else, than to bring awareness. And
I think Jonah Hill's got chops.
Jonah.
Yeah.
I like
you might have the chops for it.
See him as current day Chris
It
Chan.
could be like your serious deep dive character role,
Yeah, well, what does playing that character do to your career?
Not good. It's definitely not good.
Oh, if you're a Lee Strasberg actor, you're gonna
you can't Meisner technique this one.
You're gonna deep dive. Matt Damon would make a good Chris Chan.
Ooh, yes.
I'd never see anyone that played him the same again. Haven't seen Matt Damon much lately, have we? Maybe I just haven't been watching as many movies lately.
I think he's been in some stuff. I don't remember the last big movie he's been in. I don't know.
Chris
He's been-
Penn.
Well, he's dead.
Ooh,
Oh, he's dead now?
He's been dead for a while.
Oh, shit.
but a little old too. I mean, Chris looks like hell, but Chris is only 39.
Yeah, he's only 39.
I'm sticking with Mr. Hill.
I was going to ask how old he was. I wasn't sure.
Jonah Hill or Chris Chan?
No,
Yeah,
Chris
Chan.
Chan.
He's 39. Yeah, 10 years younger than me.
You're 49?
I am.
Just kidding.
Holy balls.
I'm just
I know.
kidding.
I don't look it. Come on, I know I look.
You got a new hairdo today. You shaped
I have-
it much
I don't have
closer.
hair. What are you talking about?
Well, you weren't that bald last time I saw you, were you?
I'm always
Or did you just wear?
He
You just wear
wears
hats a
hats.
lot, maybe.
Oh, I wear hats.
You look different. You're
I'll
not
take
wearing
that
your
as-
hat.
I'll take that as a
That's good.
compliment. I'll take that as a compliment. Thank
It
you.
looks good.
Thanks. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
So, any ideas? Who's gonna play Molly? Who's gonna play Chris Chan in the movie?
I don't know.
We got Jonah Hill from Casey. Who do you think?
I almost think it would have to be some unknown, like. I
Some
don't know.
unknown actor. This is gonna be their breakout role.
Yeah,
In the Academy
Gonna
Award.
break out.
maybe one and only role.
The Chris Chan saga.
I don't know of any like actual, like currently famous actors that I could see playing the role.
So I went with
Tom
a
Cruise?
comedy actor that I think could go down like a
I
kind of
yeah,
breakout
I
path.
could see that.
I mean, you have Daniel Radcliffe was known for Harry Potter, and then what was the first show he did off Broadway? He did Equus, you know?
hmm
So, just saying.
Sausage Creature says 4 people talk. Well, that's kind of what a podcast is.
Yeah, we're talking to each other, not to ourselves.
Yep.
That'd be kind of weird if we were all just talking into the wind.
That's what a podcast is. Sausage Creature. First day on the internet. It's okay.
Start
Tom,
with
who do you
Chris
think?
God,
Tom-
here come the trolls, guys.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Yes.
Chris Chan went away, and now they have nothing to do.
Yeah, I guess. Tom, who do you think should play Chris Chan in the movie? I'm going with Matt Damon. Why not Matt Damon?
Nah, Marty Jannetty, the old wrestler.
Marty Jannetty. Oh my God. Is he alive?
I don't know.
You got to pick a living actor.
Stop picking
eventually.
dead people.
Marty
How
Jannetty.
about Robin Williams? Oh,
Yeah, he's good to go.
He would have been good. Yeah, he would have been.
that made me sad all over again.
Sausage Creature. There needs to be an. Well, you're watching. Aren't you an audience?
Yeah, sausage creature.
You're a dumbass. I'm sorry. Come back with a wittier comment. Anyway, what do you see? What do you think is going to happen to Chris Chan? Where do you see him happen? What do you see him in 10 years?
Dead for 8 years.
If he goes to prison, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I think suicide or decease is not out of the realm of possibilities.
hmm
If Chris were to ever get counseling and kind of maybe come to terms with the wrongness of what happened, or just in a facility getting progressively further away from reality, I don't think there's much return to normalcy for Chris
No,
after this.
not at this point.
No, especially being separated from his mother. His mother was everything to him, and I think, I don't
40
know
is also a big age for autistic people to make it to.
Why is that?
But they just don't live long.
That's true.
40 is a milestone. So if he's 39, I'd say, yeah, 10 years, dead for 8 years.
No, interesting. Yeah, his mom, I don't think will last very long at all.
Oh no.
She's taken out of her comfort zone. She's away from home. She's in something new. Yeah, it's a sad situation.
It is, and like I said, I just would hope that something good come out of it all. You know, as far as either just awareness, I really hope that they don't spin it to just highlight what they're saying about the trans community is worried about them taking it and being like, look, this crazy person.
Yeah, I mean that's a real fear. I know that there's a lot of attention on the trans community because of Chris Chan. So
And that would be
Yeah.
absolutely terrible. I would hope it goes the other
I mean,
way.
Chris is
and that
kind of the example that right wingers and very anti-trans people use of like, Well, you don't
Right.
want some like guy that's just dressing up like a woman, like get a peep. And I mean, that's
Right.
very much
And
how
they'll
Chris's
just
journey started.
latch onto this story and go,
Yep.
see, look,
Look what
this
happened.
proves my point. I'm right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess that's all we have time for this week. Thanks for
Mhm.
that, guys. It's been an interesting chat. Of course,
Yeah.
if you don't know about Chris Chan, look him up on the internet. He's all over YouTube. Check out Gina Samuel's 59-part and counting series. Check out Gibby's channel. Casey, what are you up to? Do you have anything to promote?
I'm opening a show at Indie Fringe in like 8 days. So that's what I'm up to. That's why I gotta head out and go do a rehearsal.
Very awesome. Yeah, I want to
That's
have you back
awesome.
on the show where we don't have to talk about Chris Chan. We can talk all about
Right.
We
Yeah.
have a-
Talk about something a little
writing and playwriting and things like that. 'Cause
Yeah.
I'm fascinated. I am
More
fascinated about
pleasant.
playwriting.
Yes, definitely.
maybe when I'm promoting my Chris Chan musical, I can come back.
I will be there.
That's the
opening night.
positive thing that's coming out of it.
Can I want to write a drum solo for you, Chris San. It's just going to be called Finger Bang.
Oh.
It's going to be all drum solos.
Oh man. I'm glad that I left you the
Two.
framework for that joke.
Too soon, Tom.
No, that's not.
so,
The Chris Chan story is centered on too soon though, so
yeah.
what's what Chris would have wanted. In a
Rest in
way.
peace, Chris Chan.
Oh,
I mean, I'd watch
Yeah.
the musical.
I
something to think about.
I want. I
Do
want.
it.
Now I'm going to will it into existence. Now you have to write a Chris Chan musical.
He's gonna nag you now.
Good, good.
Because
How- To get anything done.
All right. We'll be back. We'll be back next week with a new guest. Not sure who.
Thanks
but
for having me,
joining
guys.
us.
Thanks for coming.
All right. Everybody have a good
See you
week.
guys later.